So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week here at the RGM Experience podcast with me, Carl Maloney. Hey up. And I'm joined by, I've been seeing this name all over the place recently, and it's an absolute pleasure to have her on the show, Ruby J. Hi, mate.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I'm fine, thank you. So, yeah, thanks for joining us today. I know you're just being hit by a bit of traffic and you rushed a little bit, but it's all good.
It's all good now.
Hey, mate.
Relax.
Well, you're all on. You've been on tour, haven't you? You've had loads going on, so I
Yeah.
presume you're used to a bit of traffic now, but getting
Oh,
older.
yeah. Yeah, it's been mad. A lot of traveling. It's definitely the most tiring part of the tour. It's just do a gig, get in the car, go
Yeah.
to sleep, get out the car, do a gig, get in the car, go to sleep.
Has
It's
it got
basically what life is.
has it got to the place where you can't remember where you are yet?
Not yet.
Maybe one day. That's when you know you've made it, when you
Oh, can't wait.
because you're that busy. But yeah, thanks for joining us on the show, Ruby. I just want to get to know you a bit and share the very few people that listen to this podcast that might not know you as a name, mate, because I keep seeing you all over the place, and it's an absolute pleasure to see and hear your music all over the place. It's there's a vibe about you at the minute. You know, you're engaging with a lot of people. Do you put that down to a specific thing?
Ooh, good question. I don't know. I just like to make as much noise as possible, really. Meet a lot of different people. I've met so many amazing people on the scene recently. Well, not just recently, but since I started. Especially like this feeling crowd, they're all so lovely. And they're all big supporters of new music. So I don't know. Yeah, it's been especially this tour that I've just finished. I've met so many amazing people and lots of new fans, which is just still a crazy word to use. Don't like it. No, everyone's been loving the tunes, especially with the band now and stuff. It's been pretty crazy.
Straight off a tour with the Lathums, but we'll come to that. We'll come to your experience with the boys later. They got you a nice birthday cake I saw online as well. That was nice.
It wasn't even my birthday. It was just a thank you cake.
Oh, was it? Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Okay, just cake's a good. It's a good time to get any time, isn't it? Yeah.
Random cake. I'll take it.
Brilliant. So, talk me through a little bit about you, Ruby. How did you get into music growing up? What was Ruby J like as a little lass growing up in school and that, and just getting into life? Talk us through.
Well, I was 13 when I first picked up a guitar. I remember watching all the Arctic Monkeys Glastonbury sets, festival sets like Tea in the Park and stuff, and discovering them on YouTube, and just being, blown away by just the stage presence and the reaction that they always had from a crowd, because as we know, they're bloody amazing, especially at festivals, like back in the day, still now, but more so back in the day. And I remember just thinking I'd love to do that one day. And his songwriting always used to inspire me to write my own things, because I just think he's like one of the most brilliant writers. Alex Turner has got such a talent for writing. And yeah, I picked up a guitar, started learning the basic chords, learn how to play Wonderwall and sing it at the same time. I'm onto something here. I'm onto something. And yeah, I was playing before I started to sing. My dad encouraged me to sing because he thought I was all right, and I was like, really? He was like, yeah. So I stuck to it. He took me to open mic nights in little pubs, the little pub in Stoke-on-Trent, where I did my first one. And there was about 3 people in the room, including my granddad, and I was very nervous. But I did it, and once I did it, I kind of fell in love with music and being on stage. And we just carried on from there, and then we'd start doing gigs properly, and it all kind of spiraled from that, really.
Well, we might have to slow down a little bit, Ruby, lest the interview will be done in 5 minutes, because you've your whole career there, mate. Well, one thing you mentioned there with particularly with Alex Turner, he when the Arctic Monkeys started off, there wasn't much stage presence there from the band when they were young and just coming through. It is something that I really, or if from a distance, it feels like he's really worked on and honed and crafted that stage performance. How have you feel? How do you feel like you're getting on with that side of thing as well? Because I can appreciate when you're just playing, that first gig to your grandparents, to your granddad. I presume your stage performance was a bit different to what it is now.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, it's different. I've been an acoustic artist, live artist, ever since I started music. And that first gig, I was just sitting down on a little stool, very shy, with my leather jacket, trying to look cool. But no, it's definitely stage presence is just something you develop from doing like hundreds and hundreds of gigs to big crowds, small crowds, as many people as possible. And now I've got a beautiful band behind me who are just unreal. We have so much fun together on stage, and I think when you can tell that you're having fun on stage and that you're enjoying it, there's stage presence is very easy to have. And luckily, I've had lots of nice compliments about my stage presence this week on tour, which has been nice. But I think
In
it's
what kind
just
of way? What kind of things were they saying?
people apparently say, not to toot my own horn, people are saying I'm very entertaining and very confident on stage, which is nice because I think it just comes down to if you can enjoy the music that you're performing live and writing, and you just vibe in with everyone else on the stage, it's very easily entertaining for an audience. Yeah, so that was nice.
Is that something that you felt you've got better at over the last year?
Yeah, 100%. It definitely takes, like I said, it's just experience. I'd say, and the more gigs you do, the better songs you write, and you just know when you're performing a song, this is a good song. Yeah.
So you picked up the guitar at 13. Then what did you do before music? What were you, has it always been music, or has it been other things before you
I
start?
was I think I was one of those kids that had to try everything before they find something they were good at. My dad took me to football,
Yeah.
netball. I used to do dancing. It took a while to find out which one I was all right at. Yeah, that was it. That was literally it. And then I found music, and I was like, "This is the one."
So have you always had like guitars in the house and that kind of stuff then from your parents? Or did they ever play?
Oh, the funny thing is, no. Everyone always asks me this question: is your family musically oriented? My mom likes to sing. She's not the best singer in the world, but she's always singing. I always grew up with music on in the house all the time, like a lot of reggae and like soul, classic soul, indie music. Um, so yeah, music's always been a thing that we've all loved. But I'm the only one who's sort of played it.
Right. Well, how supportive are they? Like, because like, so I just imagine your parents thinking, "Oh, my young daughter's out there in the big cold music industry." Do they have they ever like worried about you out there?
Well, my dad comes with me to every gig,
Oh, good.
um, every single one,
Yeah.
and they are the most supportive parents ever. I couldn't wish for more support off them both. Mum got to finally come to a gig the other day, actually, the Birmingham show we did, the Lathums at the Institute, and that was amazing because she never gets to come to the gig. She's either looking after my little sister because she's only young, or working because she's a nurse. And she got to come the other day, and it was amazing. So we were all together, and she finally got to see me in my work environment.
When,
So she showed
when
off.
was the last time she saw you though? Has she seen you before? Like,
Yeah, she's seen like the odd like acoustic set, but she hadn't seen me with a band before and on a big stage, in a big venue. So it was really nice. What, sorry?
That must have been quite a thing for your mum to see you
Yeah.
doing, like just starting off doing a few acoustic gigs, and then next minute
Yeah,
having
yeah,
a,
it was a bit of a jump.
a few thousand people, all
Yeah,
looking, all enjoying your music. That must be mad.
yeah, it was nice. She loved it, and it was nice to share that together as a family. Yeah.
One thing I've been having a look on the socials and that kind of stuff, and it's a bit of a common theme with particularly younger artists. That there isn't a lot on younger artists' social media. There's not a lot of like personal stuff on there. There's a lot of stuff about I'm on tour, I'm doing this. Last night were great. I'll see you tomorrow, Birmingham or wherever you are in the world. But it's hard to find. It's hard to find personal information about artists online these days. Is that a conscious decision to make?
I think, especially when I'm on tour, you kind of
You know,
lack time to share more personal things because you kind of just, like I said, it is literally get out of the car, do the
yeah,
gig, load
yeah,
in, get off the phone, stay off your phone because there's too many things going on. But when I'm not doing many gigs, I do like to post as much as I can.
yeah.
Um, talk to others online because there are some amazing people online who support my music, share it, and are just good fun to talk to. I think every artist probably is different though. And I know that a lot of artists don't like to spend much time online, which is fair enough because sometimes the internet is a crazy place and would rather lock themselves up writing or, playing guitar, which is what musicians do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's kind of just probably more personal to everyone else. But I like to share as much as I can because
It's
it's nice to have the memories.
there's no right or wrong way of doing it. I was just intrigued by it really because I've just seen it as a bit of a theme with other people as well. I'm just wondering if it's like a conscious decision to not share as much because the internet can be a bit wild out there.
And yes.
What's been your favorite thing about um, just being in and around musicians?
Ooh, favorite thing. Well, it's nice because everyone you meet, you all share that one love of music, so
Mm,
you all have something in common. Um, hmm. I've met some amazing people, and it's nice to sometimes when you're talking about. 'Cause mostly, you always listen to the gig together. It's nice to discover new music. Like I know lots of people that I share music with, and I think that's the best gift you can give someone. Check out this song or whatever, or this artist or
yeah.
this album. And I've found that happens a lot. I've got a lot of new tunes recently, which is nice. Off some friends. Um, it's also nice because you discover loads of more bands just from knowing them and meeting them at gigs, and then seeing them, and you're like, wow, really good. Um, yeah, and you're always constantly in surrounded by live music, which is amazing.
It
Yeah,
it looks like it inspires you quite a lot, you know, just
yeah,
having all
100%.
these people around you. And
Yeah, it's nice because you'll be like at a gig or something where you listen to a song and you be like, oh, I like that. I want to write a song now, which is
yeah,
good. Which is very good. Yeah.
yeah. So how do you like? What makes you stand out as an artist? Do you think, Ruby?
Ooh, good question. The scene I'm in is very indie slash male dominated, I'd say, which I think is fair to say. Um, and at the minute, I've been doing a lot of like soul, jazz, blues stuff.
Hmm.
And I think that's quite noticeable. Like I've noticed it at these shows that I've just finished doing. Everyone said like it's so soul, so blues, and they've all said it's nice to see something different from the support, which is nice. Because I'm really glad that they like the tunes because they are very different, and I'm excited to write some new ones, and they're going down really well live. So I think yeah, because the songs that we're performing now, they're very old school and they're very old school inspired. And I don't see enough bands doing it anymore, like the soul, Motown, old school blues vibe. Which are all my like favorite genres mixed into one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's probably what stands out the most. I've got a trumpet player now as well, which is nice.
Wow. So from
Yeah,
being 13, picking up a guitar player, you've got picking up a guitar, you've got your own trumpet player. Wow.
yeah.
And how long has the journey been for you to get to the stage where you are now?
Well, ever since I was 13, that's when I started taking it seriously, I'd say. And then got on this scene when I was probably last year actually, when we did Isle of Wight Festival, maybe before. So yeah, about 4 years now, I'd say. It goes by very fast though, and sometimes very slow, so it's hard to keep up.
It definitely does, and there's been a pandemic and they're getting in everybody's way and all. That's not
Mental.
great. How was that for you? Just having a bit of downtime in between all the madness.
Obviously, it was gutting because it meant no more live music, but I wrote a lot of songs and played the guitar every day. Definitely got better. I started a TikTok account because that was the only thing that you could, kind of do live shows on. and they were fun. It got quite a good following, so that was nice. Gained some new fans. I think I released some music in the lockdown. Did I? I think I did. God, I can't even remember now. uh, yeah, it was a bit of a mental time, but it gave me time to develop a lot more as an artist, and I'm grateful for that because I wouldn't have been able to do it without 2 years in isolation. Yeah.
I like to put think of the benefits of COVID because during it all everybody were like, ooh, nightmare, boring. It was just a crap time, but a lot of good things have come out of it. A lot of people have had time to reflect on where they are in the industry and look around a little bit and slow down a little bit and just think about and just get better during it. You've just gone from strength to strength even with a pandemic in the way as a young lass in the industry.
Yeah, you kind of have to. Kind of have to. Yeah.
There's always a behind the people that make it and make things happen. There's a strong personality about them. Have you always been a strong woman?
God. My parents are the strongest people I've ever met and ever will know. They are just amazing people. When I was about 7ish, I was a bit. I wouldn't say shy, but I was quite bubbly. I didn't know what I wanted to do with life, obviously, because I was only 7. But I think it's definitely when I found music, and I realised I could perform in front of the audience and entertain them. I think that's a really powerful thing to have, and it definitely makes you stronger. And being in this industry itself, which is such a hard industry to be in, and you get a lot of knockbacks and setbacks, but a lot of good things, and you just have to mentally kind of deal with it. That definitely makes you stronger, and my dad has helped me through all those things, and I definitely would say that's made me a strong person. I'm not allowed to be soft, as he says. Yeah, but this industry, if you're going to be in any industry as a young person, this one is one that will make you the strongest person ever.
I get it. And so doing a few acoustic gigs, then 13, just doing a few gigs, not many people there at the start. There never is for anybody. Who gave you your first break where you thought where it started to open up a few doors for you? When did that start to creep into?
I'd say when, oh God, there's been so many shows. Okay.
It's very...
I remember, this is one that I remember being like, wow. I was 15, 16. Oh, how old was I last year? 16. 15. I think I was 16 at this time when I did a show with Red Rum Club. After Mike, the guitarist, did some guitar on a tune that I wrote called Should Be Me, and he was in the studio with us, and he put down some bass and guitar, and then he said, oh, we're doing a show in Liverpool at the Arts Club, if you want to do a support slot. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be amazing, because I was a fan of them before I met them. And I remember that was like a sold out show, and that was like at the time it was the biggest crowd I played to, and it was just little old me on the stage. And I remember being like, wow, this is cool. And that did open lots of doors, and I'm very grateful for that. And then I did the Jamie Webster gig like the month after in Scala at London, and that was unreal. So probably at that point, and I just remember being very excited, and it was a lot of an exciting time. And then we did the Lead Bill with Red Rum, and then last year we did the spring tour with them in May, which was amazing. Yeah,
you'll be in with the Scousers then, won't you now?
Yeah, I know a lot on the scene, and they're all amazing. They're amazing.
Oh, that's so good. We've had Red Rum Club and Jamie on the podcast, and we've chatted to those guys.
Yeah,
I can remember seeing Red Rum Club when they were just babbies, really, just starting off, and then just to watch them explode has been great. Jamie's just a force to be reckoned with. You're in good company there, mate.
Yeah, they're great people. Like the Red Rum have always been very supportive. Like, because I met them in a studio session with Chris Taylor, who produces like the Lathums stuff and the Blossoms, and he was doing Red Rum at the time. And he was like, oh, there's this girl that we've got a session with. Do you want to come and do some guitar, whatever? And we got on really well. And it's like there's a bit in the song where there's claps and like a little chorusy fun bit, and Mike has to like lay down the claps, and we did it together, and it was really fun, and it was a fun day. And then we did them shows together, and we got to know each other. And they're the nicest lads ever. Really good band.
It's great to see people just giving back that way, and just
Yeah,
get
it's
people
nice.
those,
Really nice.
those type of exposure to big, thousands. But Red Rum Club in Liverpool, they're just massive. So it must have been thousands of people that you played to. How
Yeah.
how did you compare to from playing smaller gigs to like playing to thousands of people? Did you approach it differently?
Uh, no, I think as long as you go on stage with a confidence that you will smash it,
Yeah,
and you just have fun, you just be yourself on stage. I don't think crowds have ever really phased me. Even like this tour we just did with the Lathums, did definitely the biggest crowds we've done. But I think you just have to enjoy it and not let the nerves ruin your gig, because you can easily let that happen. But as long as you just grab the opportunity, just smash it. And
nerves.
yeah.
Nerves are a really strange thing, aren't they? Because it can take over you sometimes. Nerves and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that gig, I was nervous for the first like two songs, and then I remember being like, "Don't let the nerves throw this gig away for you. You got to just
Channel them.
yes,
I was once told that nerves are just there before you do something great.
yeah,
That's what I
good take."
Yeah. So right then, so the journey. So 13 picked up a guitar, a few gigs, just two or three people get this amazing opportunity through Red Rum Club, Jamie Webster. Things start happening. How did you adjust to people asking you more questions and wanting you on shows and things? And how did you, like, because it can take a lot of time, particularly if you're, I don't know, if you're studying and that kind of stuff at the same time. Did you have any challenges with the amount of offers that you were getting compared to, um, just normal life that you've got to crack on with as well?
God, I think I'd left. Yeah, I'd left school
Yeah.
just like a couple of months after I was offered the Red Rum gig, so that was good. I was supposed to be started college,
Mm.
got all these gigs come in, and then I was like, I'm not gonna have time to do college. I'd fuck that off, which is fine because it's all good. I think it's just it's nice when you get like when you go from doing small venues to kind of being noticed a bit more and putting on bigger shows with bigger artists. It's really nice because it kind of gives you the acceptance in a way,
Yeah.
that you are good enough to play these venues with these bands and artists, which is it's nice. It's like the industry's way of going, you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think it's mostly excitement. I don't think there's any like adjusting to do. More so just getting on with it and making sure that you're writing better songs and you're putting better shows on, so you can play these bigger venues, and succeed very well and make sure it's entertaining shows and the music's good, obviously, most importantly.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you make a decision after being solo and starting getting these offers to right next stage? I need a band behind me.
Yeah, that was kind of it. It was.
Yeah.
So how did we decide?
And how did you choose these people? Because I know from experience by speaking to a lot of bands that it's not just about the music. Sometimes it's got to be the right personalities around you as well. And
Yeah, sure.
how did you go around?
Well, it was January. We got the band together, and we had. I think it was just Facebook, really, funnily enough, and we found these brilliant musicians. Dad was on recruit mode on Facebook and found some amazing people, and we did our first like rehearsal in this tiny little room in Stoke, and it went really well.
Were they all local to you, or did they have to travel?
Yeah, well, two of them are Leeds based, but
Yeah.
some of them live in Stoke, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
We made it work, and we did about 4 rehearsals, and then we got the offer for the Lathums tour.
Wow.
And I said, lads, I know we've only had like 4 rehearsals and we've only done 3 songs in 2 weeks going on tour with like this massive band. So we crammed in those rehearsals, and we smashed the tour. I'm really proud of us because it was our first show. The first show was the first night of the Lathums tour, which is just crazy. And it went really, really well, really well.
So just from Facebook, having a look around, see who's, are they like session musicians or are they people that
Yes.
play bands? Yeah, session musicians. Okay,
Mhm.
so all these talented people that are around us are in the band now. What kind of how did it affect your performances having a band around you?
Definitely makes it more fun,
Right.
more entertaining for a crowd. The idea was to be able to replicate the songs that that are out on Spotify and all the rest. Just get them as close as possible, sounding live. And once we did that, I knew that we were onto a winner. I've got loads of unreleased tunes that we jammed out in rehearsals, and they're sounding sick live, and I'm really happy with them. And it's very different. It's completely different to being acoustic, which is it's nice because I'll still do acoustic gigs, obviously, because they're still fun to do. But it's like a whole new dynamic having a band on stage. It's so much fun. It sounds amazing. They're really good, and I'm excited for festival season because I'm sure the set will go down really well at festivals. Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine, but like having all these mad session musicians around you, adding their own little bits to your tunes as well. I presume. Is there a lot of license for them to, you know, um, do their own thing as well, or are you quite strict with how you had the song originally?
Yeah,
Uh,
I definitely have an idea of how I want it to
yeah,
sound and little bits that I want in it. But because they are great musicians that have all been like musically trained, normally when they come up with something, I just go, well, yeah, that sounds amazing. So yeah, let's just keep that. Yeah,
no,
but I definitely give like thoughts and inputs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So standing out as an artist, making your way. Sorry, I have to go through the journey in my head just to make sure I'm trying to do this thing. So yeah, so you're on I can't speak on tour with Red Rum Club, Jamie Webster. What? So after those gigs, then what kind of were you starting to get even bigger offers and things like? I know we're going to come to the Lathums tour in a bit, but
Yeah.
how long ago was the just so I've got the timeline a bit more detailed? Well, the Red Rum Club, Jamie Webster bit, how long ago was that?
Yeah, the first Red Rum show I did with them was November 2021 or 22. What year is it this year? 2023. 2021 that was. The
Yeah.
Jamie Webster gig was December that year.
Okay.
And then after that, I toured with Red Rum again in May
Mm.
last year.
Wow, it's moving so fast, isn't it? It must be exciting.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
I just can't imagine, like, just watching. I've seen many musicians slog it out all over the country for many years. Like, I'm good friends with Harriet Rose. I know she's coming up at your
Hey,
Scunthorpe gig. Yeah, I've known her
I'm
since.
doing a gig with her soon,
Yeah,
actually.
it's Scunthorpe. I noticed. Is
Yeah,
it?
that's the one, Rihanna Downey.
Yeah, well,
That'll
send
be
hello
cool.
to me. Yeah, she's amazing. I've known her since she's like way big. I did a
Oh,
first interview. I think I put her on first in Sheffield at Frog and Parrot when she was just tiny.
oh,
So,
cool.
so just watching her, work so hard and start to get a name for herself now, it's just there's nothing better than watching a journey of an artist or a band, start to make waves and really enjoy this music industry because there's a lot of pitfalls in this industry that people fall into too. So it's just nice to just see all this positive stuff coming through, and female talent as well.
Yeah, the thing is, at the minute, there's lots of great female talent coming through, and it's really nice to see, especially on this scene. We need more. We're
Yeah,
getting more. It's nice,
yeah.
passionate.
Well, we had Rianne on the line on the podcast as well, Rianne Downer, another amazing talent. So, because you're playing on that gig as well, coming up in Scunthorpe, aren't you? I'll put a link.
Yeah,
Ticket
she's a
link.
headline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how much of these powerful women in the industry inspired you just to crack on with it all?
Uh, well, my favorite female musicians have always been like the old school jazz singers like Billie Holiday and like soul and stuff like Tina Turner and blues singers like there's this blues singer called Big Mama Thornton who is one of my favorite artists ever, and every time I listen to her voice it's just unreal. And she plays the guitar as well and she's amazing. And she definitely inspired me to sing more soul stuff and be more entertaining live, because she's just amazing to watch live. She just captivates you with her soulful voice. She's just huge and amazing. And things like Erica Badu, because my mom always listened to her, and I remember listening to her when I was little. She was always on in the house. Yeah, and I love watching female. Like, I watched a video the other day of Tina Turner and David Bowie doing "Let's Dance" live. I think it was some festival, it might not have been, but they did it together, and it was amazing. I remember just watching it, being like, "Oh, she's mesmerizing on stage. She made David Bowie look rubbish. That's how good she was." Yeah.
Who
But
would be like your dream duet with then? Just while you're on that topic.
oh, dream duet. Oh, it's got to be Paolo Nutini. He's my favourite, all-time favourite. Paolo, just unreal. Best voice ever.
That doesn't seem like too much of a reach, that for you, I think.
Really? Oh, thanks.
No, I mean, like for it to happen, things are moving really quickly for it. Paolo, if you're watching, he won't.
Oh, I love him. I love him so much.
Oh, that's great. So busy on the road, things are happening, it's moving quickly. How has your songwriting developed over this busy period? Do you have to put it to the side a little bit because you're so busy, or do you just have to find time to keep creating?
Yeah, I mean, the last time I released music last was in October, when I just finished a tour with Andrew Cushion. And I'd been writing a lot after that, and then we did this Lathums tour, so I've not really had time to write recently, but I had written before the tour loads of new tunes, and half the set is basically new songs. And I'm just about to start writing again, actually, because to get a better set, even though the set's amazing at the minute. But yeah, you kind of definitely have to put it aside when you're touring, because you just don't. Well, I don't have the energy because I've just put all my energy into this amazing performance. But no, it's good though, because when you're touring, there's so much going on that can inspire you or give you, ideas to write later on, and you just write in a little notepad, and you come back to it, where you come up with a little riff. Yeah, I'm excited to see what I will write next. Actually, I know it's going to be something good. I'm just not sure what yet.
Well, you mentioned Andrew Cushion there, the little trickster. I've had him on the podcast a couple of times. I've been to see him live. He's a good, funny.
Oh, he's funny.
Nice lad, isn't he? I met his mum once at a gig in Manchester. She's lovely too.
Yeah. Oh,
have you got any funny Andrew Cushion stories?
Oh, I don't think I do, actually. I remember seeing him playing with the lightsaber things at a Sheffield gig. That was funny. The whole band was ridiculous. But no, his band are lovely. They're really funny. Nice guys. I had a good time on tour with them. They're lovely.
Yeah, it told me on a previous episode of the podcast. It's in the archives if you fancy a listen, ladies and gentlemen, where he were playing darts with Scott from the Lathums.
Oh yeah, they've got a darts board on tour now. Yeah, they had a games room section the other day at one of the venues. Yeah, actually, we were doing our sound check in Cardiff, and Alex and a mate of mine were just playing football while we were doing our sound check. It was nice. That's how big the venue was.
Just in the big
yeah,
bit where people stand up. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, just having a game of football. Yeah, well, we did our sound check, so that was nice.
That must be quite surreal. So, the bigger stages. Then, do you have to prepare different as a band? Because I know you got some nice orange amps. I saw on your socials where they look nice. Oh, is that for you, or is that for a band member, or is that?
That's for me, mate. Yeah, for me.
Oh, yeah, nice one.
Well, so, that
must be nice. Getting endorsements and things.
Yes.
Nice work, mate.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's funny because I remember having the call with the band. They'd be like, we're going on tour with the Lathums. They were like, but I think we all definitely step up our game when we know it's an important gig in a big venue, and no one was shy, no one was nervous, because we all had the team talk, just have a good time. There's no room for nerves in this game, and it's not allowed. And once the first gig was done, because it was our first gig as a band, which I think we were more nervous about, not the fact that it was a Lathums, just like the fact that we'd never done this before live, so this could all go very wrong or go very well, but it went very well. And once you get the first one out of the way, it was just like everything else was just easy. So yeah.
Those lads, because I've spoken to them before the Tramlines gig a couple of years ago. So,
Mhm.
so laid back, chilled out. It must be a really nice, chilled out environment backstage.
Yeah, definitely.
Sound like they've got their head screwed on with the world ahead of them.
Yeah, they're so lovely. I mean, we were doing the sound check for Birmingham the other day, and I snapped my string and guitar on the guitar, and I was just looking for a string in my case to replace it, and they didn't have the bloody names of the strings on it. And Alex came over and he was helping us. There's actually a picture of him helping us look for a D string, and there's like all these strings. We were like, which one is it? And he was like, I don't know, this one looks right to me. And I was like, this one looks right to me. He spent an hour doing that, but he was lovely every time. Like I had to go through their dressing room to get to the stage at the Birmingham show, and they sat and watched. They were playing this game and didn't have any audio on it, so they were listening to our sound check, but they played this game. And they said that the sound check sounded amazing, and they watched our set every night, which was really nice. It was really cool. The loveliest lads I've met on the scene. They're really nice, and it was amazing watching them play live every night because they're just a great band. So good.
So like, you know, it reminds me of, like, without being anything like Morrissey in a way, with his Smith's like tone to his voice and that kind of stuff. I went to see him when we were last time. Oh, at Neighborhood Weekend. Where I watched him then. That was last time, and I've seen him a few times over the years. But he's one that's really worked on his stage performance as well.
Yeah, he's amazing to watch. He's amazing.
Yeah, because he was kind of like quite still, like Alex Turner was at the beginning, and he's blooming into like giving out proper.
Oh yeah,
and getting.
he's tried to cross the stage now.
Yeah. That's good to see. That's good.
Amazing. Yeah.
How do you reflect on an experience like being on tour with the Lathums, and how do you look back on that now and think, ooh.
I don't think I have yet. I'm not even. The thing is, it all kind of happened so fast, and when you're in the moment, it all just goes really fast, and you just kind of have to like soak it in while you're there. We're still on this massive high. I think we all are. We just haven't been able to come down yet. It was only until I was stuck in bloody Stafford Town traffic today, but it hit me. I think that was back to reality. And then you just constantly looking for the next one, the next big thing to come in. It keeps you grounded. It definitely keeps you grounded. You can't let your ego go too high, obviously. No, it's been the most amazing time. We've met so many amazing people. We've played to some great crowds. A lot of dancing has been had, and a lot of cake was eaten, and a lot of dance moves were had. Yeah, it's just I still haven't come down yet. It'll take me a good couple of weeks, I reckon.
Amazing people did you meet other than the boys?
Just the people that were watching in the audiences. Like it's been nice to have people come over and like because I started I got some merch out recently that I took to venues and people were like buying some and just like it's nice to talk to people after shows, and they tell you their perspective of the gig and they really liked it and they've not heard of you before, now they know who you are, now they're going to listen to your music and stuff. It's really nice.
Well, the next question was going to be, how do you come down from a big show like that? But you haven't yet, have you?
No, still. It's only been. I got back on Saturday. What day is it now? I don't even know. Was it Monday?
Tuesday.
No, still not come down yet. Give me a couple of weeks and I'll get back to you.
You stay up there as long as you want, mate. Enjoy it.
I will.
I love talking to people. And I saw on your socials as well that you've just announced that you signed a record deal as well. What's that? What does a record deal mean in today's world?
Well, it's with a label called Lemon Sun, who are LA based and UK based, and they distribute music through Sony, Orchid, and Symphonic. It's a good thing, basically, to put it in simple terms. It's a brilliant thing, and there'll be lots of new music soon, so keep your eyes peeled. Lots of stuff planned for this year. I can't really say more than that.
I've got loads of stuff you can't say.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that's good. That's fair enough. Yeah. We'll catch up when you've got loads of things that you can say at some point down the line.
Yeah.
So right, so a signed artist on the beginning of your journey into the big old world out there. So what do you think the next state? Where do you see yourself in the music industry now, and where do you want to get to next?
Uh, Headlining festival would be nice. That's always got to be an amazing feeling to headline like the big stages. Even though I think the small stages are funner to play. Um, Headline shows, planning some.
Yeah, you're on
But
tour.
just
You're on like headline tour. Plan in the plans. Can't say anything. Okay, you didn't say anything. I asked the question and you didn't say anything.
yeah. But there's exciting stuff. It's annoying because I can't say, but
Fair enough. Fair enough.
yeah, just expect similar things to what
Okay.
you just.
Okay. So, is there anything out there that you'd like to, you know, say to the people that have embraced your music recently, new fans, old fans? A
Uh,
message that you'd like to give them today, just to.
yeah, just a big massive thank you to anyone who came out to shows to see me, or it's just listened to music, or even just follows me really, because it's still crazy to me that people would do such a thing. Little old me writing tunes in my little bedroom. Um, yeah, big up this feeling as well because they are the best for
Oh,
supporting music.
yeah.
So much for them.
What kind of yeah? Let's have a chat about this feeling. So, what kind of support have they given you? Let's talk about.
Well, they gave me my first major festival slot at the Isle of Wight Festival, which was really big for me. It was one of my favourite shows that year. I had such a brilliant crowd. And they already knew who I was before I went on stage, which was nice. I even had someone from Stafford who actually came to see, which is where I live. And I met from then. I met everyone else on the scene, and I did. What else did I do? Then I did the Andrew Cushion tour. Um, I did a show with the K's last year as well, who were amazing. Who were really nice guys who actually watched my set at Isle of Wight, funny enough. Yeah, they're so great for giving not just me, but like thousands and thousands of bands the opportunity to play like festivals or just venues and sell them out. And yeah,
Biggest thing the biggest thing I physically see and have seen in real life is the community around this.
yeah,
I think
that's the best thing about it.
that you can't touch that. There's nobody else that touches that anywhere. Just
No.
that community. It's great. Have you ever played with Spangled? I'm wearing a Spangled t-shirt.
Oh yes, I love the Spangled Boys. Yeah, do you know what? It's really nice. We've been at loads of gigs together, but I've never actually seen them live because we
Oh,
always
okay.
clash. Like at Neighbourhood Festival was my one chance to go and see them, and our sets clashed, which is the most annoying thing ever. And then we played the what was it called? The Gathering Sounds Festival, which is in Stockton last year. And they came to watch my set, and I was about to watch them, and then realised that we had to shoot off, which is the most annoying thing ever. But they're amazing, and they just played where was it?
Yeah,
Manchester.
some Academy 2 or something like that. One of the.
Yeah, it looked like a great gig. They're so
Well,
lovely,
I
so
can remember
amazing.
having Spangled on years ago at RGM live gigs, and just to see
Yeah,
their enthusiasm and be around those boys. I had them headlining my stage at Tramline's Fringe Festival last year as well. Get
yeah,
on,
they're so
they're beautiful boys.
yeah, they're amazing. They're really cool, really cool.
So next stage is to see Spangled live.
Yes, it's on my list. It's on my
Positive
list.
messages. Ruby J, I really appreciate your time joining us for this interview today, mate. I'm absolutely enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more. I need to come and see you live myself personally and just share your music with the RGM crowd that we've kind of like corralled together. So keep working hard, mate. It's a pleasure to watch your journey. I can't wait for what's coming up next.
Thank you very much, Waz. Thanks for having me. It's been
Thanks, mate.
lovely.
Cheers.